for that wonderful introduction. Is that my slide? Yes, again, thank you for that introduction, Brother Jasper. And good afternoon to our participants, Joshua and Joyce. Actually, I'm very inspired with you two because I heard that you're from EY? Epping. And then so far you are the couple with the perfect attendance. And I always believe the saying, many are called but few are chosen. And I'm blessed enough that God chose us to be here. And God also chose me to be here to deliver His message to everyone here. Right? So, and of course, I want to thank the first speakers. Where are they? They're not here? Yeah, so actually, the topic that I'm going to share to you today is the second part of what they shared earlier. So that was the part one. So this is the second part, right? Okay. So before I start with my topic, let me introduce to you my family. So that's my wife. Sorry, let me start again. That's my beautiful, loving, and sexy wife, Ice. Is that good enough? Is that good introduction? Are you happy? Yes. Okay. And that's my kids, Leah, Yuna, and Elise. Right? And yeah, so we've been here in Australia for 14 years. And actually, before we moved here, I prayed to God. I asked Him for a big favor, right? Of course, to have my visa application approved, right? And in return, I promised Him that I will serve Him together with my family. January 2012, we moved here in Sydney, and in the same year, we attended this seminar, CLP. And we finished the program, and my wife and I decided to be part of this community. So my eldest daughter, she was 3-year-old then, and she grew up in this community. So she became part of the Kids for Christ and now Youth for Christ, and maybe a year or two she'll be part of the Singles for Christ. Right? So we're happy that we made that decision because we surrounded our kids with God-fearing people. Right? So yeah, so that's our batch. This is our CLP batch. Yeah, I remember it was Sister Tutsi and Brother Ray who did the CLP. Alright. So, our next topic is talk number 6, which is loving your neighbor. Now, when we say neighbor, what does it mean? Who are our neighbors? Can I ask the participants? When we say neighbor, who are our neighbors? Do you think? Yes, your spouse. Who else? About the service team. Who are our neighbors? Our kids. Who else? Your sister. Yes, literally the neighbor, the person next door. Who else? What? Colleagues. So, in short, everyone except ourselves, right? So yeah. So that's our definition of neighbor. A neighbor. Now, loving your neighbor. So, if you will read the Bible, if you will read the Bible, you will see lots of passages about loving our neighbors, right? And in fact, when you read the Bible, you will see the word love. Love. More than 300 times to 600 times, depends on the version, right? So, um, for now, I'm gonna share some passages from the Bible about loving your neighbors, right? So this is from the Old Testament. So, oh yeah. So let's go down here. So as you can see, I'm using lots of photos here because I'm a visual person. Like I want to see, you know, I like visual aids. It's easier for me to understand the talk. So I believe it will be easier for you guys to understand as well if I use visual aids. Okay? So from Leviticus chapter 19 verse 18. Can you please read with me? It says there, "Take no revenge and cherish no grudge against your fellow countrymen. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Right? And then, from the New Testament, we have, from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31, it says that, "Love your neighbor as yourself." And from Matthew, chapter 22, verse 36 to 40, and let me just emphasize this part, the second greatest commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. So don't forget the last two words in there. The last two words. As yourself. And I will explain it later. Right? So, and this one from 1 John chapter 4 verse 20. I like this passage. This verse. It says there, "Whoever claims to love God, yet hates a brother or sister, is a liar. For whoever does not love their brother and sister, whom they have seen, cannot love God, whom they have not seen." Does that make sense? Yeah. So, love your neighbor as yourself. So we have identified who our neighbors are, right? So now let us talk about love. So, what is love based on our idea of what love is? Right? So whenever I see this question, I always get reminded of my high school life. Right? So, no, it's not because I have like an ex during my high school life. Yeah? My wife is the only person that I can consider my ex-girlfriend. Yeah? She's my first and my last. So, but let me share this to you. So, when I was in high school, my girl classmates asked me to fill out their slam book. You know what slam book is? It's like a notebook with lots of questions about yourself and how you see things. So the questions were, who is your crush? Right? What are your likes and dislikes? What is your motto in life? What is love? Right? And for this question, my go-to answer is always, love is blind. That is what I always answer. What is love? I always, love is blind. Sometimes if I feel like writing more, I say, love is a 4-letter word. It's hard to explain. Because I actually, that time, I still don't know how to explain love. Right? I don't know the definition of love. Now, So for today, let us try to define love by negation. So I think it's easier for us to understand the meaning of love if we know what love is not, right? So let's try to define one by one. So love is not always have positive feelings. Why? So feelings change, but real love remains. So love chooses to stay, and love is not just a feeling. It's also a choice, a commitment, a decision to love. And it was mentioned by the first speaker earlier, right? It was mentioned by the speaker earlier. So, and also, love is not, sorry, love is not always saying yes. So love says no when needed. And we say no to protect what is right and what is best. Ice, is it okay to share something about this? Alright? Okay. So, my wife loves to buy bags, shoes, right? She has lots of bags in her closet, and she has lots of shoes as well, sandals, different brands, right? And then one day she told me that she wants to buy this bag, and it's 30% off. 30% off. And she said, "Dad, let's buy this bag. Look, it's 30% off." And I said, "Why? You have lots of bags in there." And then she said, "No, but you can get a better offer like this. 30% off. It's a big savings." I was like, "No. Yeah, it's 30% off, but still you need to spend 70% of the price. So we're not saving money, right?" And I said that we need to prioritize our expenses, bills. We need to pay our debts, credit cards. So even if I want to give her that bag, want to buy it for her, for me it's not the best time to buy it because we need to prioritize our obligations, right? So it's not because I said no means that I don't love her. No, it's the other way around. You know what I mean? So I'm just using simple examples, right? So maybe Joyce and Joshua can share later. Anyway, so next, love is not defensive. So love doesn't guard ego. Why? It says there, love listens and responds with grace. I think it was mentioned by. Alright. It was mentioned by Brother Jasper earlier. So we chose understanding over being right. So love is not. So again, next is love is not self-seeking. Love seeks the good of others. And love puts others first every time. The fifth one, love is not manipulative. Because love doesn't use guilt. Love is sincere and honest. So there is no hidden motives, no hidden agendas. It is free and not forced. And this is the type of love, one of the type of love that God showed us. When He created us, He can just simply create us like God-fearing and God-loving people, right? But He didn't do that. He gave us free will because He wants genuine love, right? True love. So it's not forced. And love is not mere infatuation. Why? Because the infatuation is shallow. So love is based on commitment. Right? So what does God mean by love? What does God mean by love? According to the Bible. So Jesus spoke of love that is connected with obeying and keeping God's commandments. Right? He said from John 15, verse 12, love one another as I have loved you. And let me say this, brothers and sisters. It is completely possible to respect and love others without agreeing to their beliefs or what they believe in. We came from different upbringing, correct? Different cultures, different beliefs, different environment, and different walks of life. So obviously, we have different opinions, different perspectives, right? But still, it is possible to love and respect others. So I have a workmate, he's a Muslim. So obviously, we have different idea who Jesus is. For Muslims, Jesus is just a mere prophet. For me, he's the only begotten Son of God, my Lord. Right? We had a simple debate, but then, despite of the differences in our beliefs, I still pray for him. I still love him. Right? So, yes. And also, sacrificial love. So, God, alright, sorry. So, sacrificial love. So, have you heard of someone from the history of mankind where someone gave his or her life for the good of others? Anyone? Yeah, Jesus. Who else? Saints. Yeah. How about in modern times? You know someone who sacrificed their life for you, for us, our parents, maybe grandparents. Who else? Maybe our siblings, and now us as parents. Right? Now I understand this type of love because we sacrifice our time for our kids. Right? Next we have service love, or also known as the humble love, or love with humility. So, how do we show our service love to others? Of course, be present, we serve others, we love with humility, and we make a difference. So, I just want to share this to you. So, the first picture there, the one on the left, that's actually the activity of Youth for Christ and Kids for Christ. No, this is a garden. They went to an aged care facility to sing Easter songs during Easter, right? And during Christmas season, they visit aged care facilities or hospitals to sing Christmas carol to bring the Christmas spirit, right? And the second photo is actually the medical mission organized by the Love in Action. So, if you remember, Brother Ray and Sister Tusi is here. They're the coordinators of Love in Action. So, they provided free medical consultations to the poor, right? And the fourth one is the chapter activity. It's an activity of our chapter wherein we do Yeah, we did a tree planting activity. And if you remember Brother Henry, one of the shares in the earlier talks, he helped us make this activity possible, right? As you can see, even helping our environment is part of loving our neighbor, right? So, yeah. And the third photo, sometimes just being present, just being there for someone, just to listen with their pains is enough. I know some people they don't wanna talk to other people who have problems because they absorb the negativity or they don't know what advice to give. But sometimes, or most of the time, people just need someone to talk to, and just being there for them to listen to their pains without giving any advices is enough. You know? Yeah, it's one way of showing our love to our neighbors, right? So these are just one of the examples. And do you know the story of the Good Samaritan? Of course, I will not discuss it to you. But that's one of a good story of a way of showing our love to our neighbors. Yeah. And yeah. So how many more time? I still have 9 minutes. So, how do you love God in everyday life? How do you love God in everyday life? So, from St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, he gives us a good idea from chapter 13, verse 4 to 7. May I ask everyone to read one by one?
Love is patient. Love is kind. It is thoughtful and gentle. It does not envy or boast of itself. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-serving. Easily angry. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always believes. Love never fails.
Alright. So now, I prepared some common scenarios here. And let us examine ourselves if we have done, sinned, felt, and said these things. Love is patient. So have you lost your patience because another driver made a mistake on the road? Yeah? I'm guilty with this. Yeah? But good thing is that every day I ask God for forgiveness for not for not controlling myself, right? Yeah, so maybe after this afternoon, let us see if we will be tested again, right? This is a simple example of patience. I don't wanna make a couple as an example here. Yeah. How about this one? Compare the two photos. Which one reflects your feelings and mindset towards others? Which one shows love? The left or the right photo? Yeah. Then next, not boastful or proud. So this can be avoided by not comparing and keeping tab of what you do versus what your spouse does. Is this happening? Is this really happening?
shopping din.
That you guys are, you know, comparing what you've done, what you have contributed to the family. Yeah. Next. Have you done this before? You cut the line, feeling of entitlement, feeling superior over others. You think your time is more important than others. You don't care. Right? And have you had a conversation like this before? All you care is what is easier for you and not what is best for the whole family. Can you read? Can you still read it? It's a bit small. So these are just examples, right? So of course, sometimes, most of the time, we are challenged because of work issues with our colleagues, you know. Yeah, so so as you can see, we can show love in everyday life. We can practice love to our neighbors in our everyday life. Yeah, agree. Now, next is share. Yeah. So for the personal sharing, I just want to call the next sharer. It's me. Still me. Yeah, are you still awake? Are you still awake? Yes. So, for my, so what I'm gonna share to you is a combination of God's love, who Jesus is, loving God, and loving your neighbor. These four talks that we have discussed will be part of my sharing. So, okay. So 2019, wow, that was 7 years ago, right? 2019, I applied for a job in Brisbane, Queensland. And I prayed to God to help me get the job. That's what we always do. We pray, right? Out of 72 applicants, I was offered the position. Imagine my confidence level that time. Right? 72 applicants. And I got the job. Right? So, I was so excited. I knew that it was a life-changing opportunity for me and my family. Why? Because it had always been my dream to move to Queensland because of the warm weather. I like the warm weather. I grew up in a tropical country, right? So a week before my scheduled flight to Brisbane for the contract signing and company tour, I was involved in a workplace accident. And it would take 3 months for me to recover. To cut the story short, I had to let go of that opportunity. I told my parents that I was okay and that they shouldn't worry. My brothers and sisters in CFCA visited me and checked if I was okay. And I still tried to smile in front of my friends. And being the only man in the family, I knew that I had to be strong. But the truth was, my confidence level dropped from 100% to 0. How did I say that? Because I remember I was asked if I can do the things that I've been doing for the past years, right? And then I feel like I started doubting myself. I feel like I cannot do that anymore. You know, that's how my confidence level dropped. Right? And I didn't know what to do after losing such a life-changing opportunity. So I didn't know that I was actually depressed. Or maybe I was still in denial and trying to convince myself that I was okay. One day, one of our sisters here in CFCA visited me. The moment she saw me, she hugged me. Right? She entered our house and then she said, Ayan. And she hugged me. That's it. I didn't realize how badly I needed that hug. My heart was crying inside while I was trying to smile. A fake smile. When she hugged me, I started crying again. But I was trying to smile. Like, oh, thanks for visiting. We had a chat about my accident. And the only thing I remember from that day were her words saying, "It is okay to be angry with God. If you are angry or hurt, tell Him. Tell Him. He will understand you because He is our Father." Being a Catholic Christian in the Philippines, we were taught not to question God or get angry with Him. So hearing these words confused me. When I heard that, I was like, wait, what? Can I really do that? Can I really question God? Can I really ask Him? Why? So that night, I was alone in the living room. And I talked to God. But this time, it's different. Instead of a creator and a creation relationship, right? God and human. Instead of that relationship, I talk to Him like a father and son. Like a father and son. I said what I wanted to say. No holds barred. Right? I cannot sugarcoat the words, especially with God, because He knows me. Right? I cannot say that I'm happy where I'm now. I cannot say that I'm okay where I'm now. Right? So I asked Him why He had let that happen to me. I prayed for that opportunity. I told Him that I was hurting inside. I told Him that I loved Him. But I was depressed. So tears just kept flowing like a river. I didn't know that this conversation with God will be my turning point. The following day, believe it or not, brothers and sisters, the following day, I felt like a new person after that. I sought help from a specialist or psychologist. I tried to study and learn other things. I focused on building a future for my family. And I escaped depression. And most importantly, I didn't lose my faith in Him. Some people, when they face challenges in life, they turn their backs to God, right? I didn't. So after I recovered, I realized that God had sent me my brothers and sisters to comfort me with love and to give me the message He wanted me to hear. Imagine a simple visit, a hug, and a message is enough to help our neighbor to stand up again and be an instrument of God. So brothers and sisters, let us be an instrument of God by loving our neighbors. So that's the end of my sharing. And this is what I heard from one of the deacons of our diocese, right? So as I mentioned earlier, the last two words, ask yourself. Love your neighbor, ask yourself, right? So I remember these words from one of the deacons of our diocese. He said, "You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot love others if you don't love yourself. You cannot respect others if you don't respect yourself. You cannot be kind to others if you're not kind to yourself. And you cannot show patience to others if you are not patient to yourself." So we love God, then we love ourselves, so we can love our neighbors. They're in that level, right? And this is my closing statement, brothers and sisters. He who commanded us to love gives us the power to love. Again, brothers and sisters, thank you for listening, and all glory to God.
Oh, by the way, the dance.
Music. There's no more time, right?
Oh, yeah.